emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Howdy, Brainiacs. It's time for Last Call, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics. And your last chance to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I'm Dan Barrett, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, February 4th, and what you'll want to pre-order by this Sunday at midnight, January 11th. The Final Order Report and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app on Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing Kazu Watanabe and has interior art by Remy Isu Mokhtar, who also did this B cover. Made Cafe #1 comes out on February 25th from Keenspot. Fantagraphics delivers Uncle Scrooge #465 on February 25th. And we get Arcadia #3 from Ignition Press on February 18th. Also from Ignition Press is Deluge #4, this very creepy cover by Riley Rossmo. Mad Cave Studios has Flash Gordon #15 being released on February 4th. So let's see, this is from Devil's Due. I think this is through Massive. We got a third issue of Mercy Sparks' Daddy Issues. This has a Sveta Shubina cover. That name's been on the hot list lately. This is from Josh Blaylock and Brian Rogers. Antarctic Press has Order of Saint Sophia #1. This is from Heil and Heath Heil. A cover. Ooh, look, Shudder Magazine is back. That's good news. This revives the iconic Warren illustrated horror magazines by replicating Warren's early page layouts and publishing new classic-styled work by original Warren artists, writers, and editors. And we also get new issues of Vampiress Carmilla. We get issue 31 here. Let's see, that drops on February 25th. We also get a issue 32 also available on February 25th. And then we get the annual #5 on February 25th as well. This features a nice 4-piece reprinting of classic Frank Frazetta and San Julian covers. Press has EC Cruel Universe Volume 2, #7 of 12, crossing that halfway mark from featuring Mike Huddleston cover with interiors by various folks, including the Laphams and Malachi Ward. Oni Press also delivers High Strangeness #4 with a cover by Chloe Stosky. And we get a new miniseries of Autumn Kingdom, The Wraithbound Queen, from Cullen Bunn and Christopher Mitten. This is a stunning new chapter of the deathly dark fairy tale. It begins here with #1. Follow 2 young sisters into a twilight realm haunted by fairies, monsters, and demons in a quest to rescue their parents from an eons-old blood sacrifice. Kidnapped by the Fae, sisters Summer and Winter's parents have disappeared beyond the veiled walls of the Autumn Kingdom, mythical borderlands that their fantasy author father once thought were total fictions. Now with the human world far behind them, their final conquest and their father's freedom stands before them, behind a legion of goblin trolls and corrupted human souls. From Cullen Bunn and Christopher Mitten, Autumn Kingdom, The Wraithbound Queen, #1 of 4, drops on February 4th with this A cover by Christopher Mitten, B cover from Morgan Beam. Got this nice wraparound cover by Juan Moore. All for the Autumn Kingdom, The Wraithbound Queen. Titan Publishing drops Dark Souls, Mother of Mourning #3 on February 4th. And Jungle #3 from Uncivilized Comics and Tom Neely cover. close out the small press, we've got a new Mega Man 5-issue miniseries that drops on February 18th. This it's just simply Mega Man X from writer Daniel Arsenault and artist Hanzo Steinbach. Mega Man X kicks into high gear in his own comic series. A whole new generation of super fighting robots face off against the backdrop of a techno future. In this issue, X and Zero track down the Prince of the Skies, the noble and deadly Storm Eagle. Mega Man X #1 drops on February 18th and has this Hanzo Steinbeck cover on A, Edwin Huang on B, Don Figueroa on C. Mega Man X #1. Moving up to Boom Studios, Minor Arcana 14 is scheduled for February 18th with this beautiful B cover by Simon Gain. Dark Horse Comics has the next issue of the Carmen Red Claw Belly of the Beast miniseries #2 scheduled for February 18th. And Space Scouts #3 from Matt Kint and David Rabin. Ooh, and a 4th issue of Synthetics Part 1, #4. This is the series finale of this part from J. Michael Straczynski and Tony Parker. Dynamite Comics puts a few things back on FOC this week. I think this is new on FOC, though. This is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Shiver of Christmas Town, #2, scheduled for February 4th. And Vampirella #10. This is one of the more appropriate covers from this issue. This one by Joseph Michael Linsner. These were solicited last week on FOC. Archie X, Army of Darkness #1 is back on FOC this week, as is Supernatural's Valentine's Day Special 2026. And we also get another chance to order Thunder the Barbarian #1. Over at IDW, they have Star Trek The Last Starship #5 with a beautiful Francesco Francavilla cover. Starship Godzilla Kaisei Era #5. Street Sharks, also #5. This is the series finale. Look, there's sharks all over. Sharks. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Battle Nexus weekly shipping miniseries #5, scheduled for December. It's not scheduled for December 2. It's probably like probably February 10th. No, February 11th. That's it. We'll see. Also, the 5th issue of the Shredder miniseries, and Valiant Beyond the Exo Man-O-War #6. This is the second part of the God Hunt from Steve Orlando, Diego Garibaldi. IDW also debuts this brand new first issue to the series, Smile for the Camera. Vogue, Couture, Gore. It's Fashion Month 2005. 5 young international models have just landed in New York City, ready to tackle 4 grueling weeks of runways, press, and cameras as they try to make it big. The girls become fast friends until one seems to crack under the pressure. Little does everyone know that she is afflicted by the entity, a being bent on destruction and pain as it seeks to destroy lives through its horrific visions. Dive into this never-before-seen story of betrayal and reality bending, based on the critically acclaimed Smile film franchise from Parker Finn, brought to you by gory descent into insanity, featuring this A cover by Skylar Patridge, B cover from Becky Clunan, creepy. Ooh, even creepier, it's a Kevin Wada cover. This is a little bit weird, but it's a mirror foil variant. All for Smile for the Camera. Number 1, scheduled for February 18th. Get your orders in by this Sunday at midnight. And that's it for the small press. Let's move on up to Last Call for Image Comics. And the first thing on Image Comics this week is Inferno Girl Red, Book 2, number 3. Lucky Devils, number 7, scheduled for February 4th. And Spawn, Sam and Twitch, Case Files, number 21. Spawn Scorched, number 48. And Undiscovered Country, number 35. Only 2 issues left before the huge series finale scheduled. All these books from Image Comics are scheduled for February 4th, including this Walking Dead Deluxe, number 130. And Youngblood, number 4. This is the C cover by Eric Connect. Oh, and debuting from Image Comics on February 4th is the new series from I Hate Fairyland artist Brett Bean. Armed with nothing but a magical yet ambitiously violent shield, a lonely orphan stumbles headfirst into Sunderain's never-ending war between the light and the dark. Elves versus orcs, wizards versus common sense, dragons versus literally everyone, and caught dead center to orc with a wholly inconvenient doomsday prophecy. The half-dwarf, half-orc, all-orc is failed to end, fated to end the world. Soon, every human, elf, goblin, orc, snaggletooth, necroid, ice giant, Trollolana, and at least 3 other unpronounceable magic creatures will know his name and want him dead. There will also be a chicken. Join fan favorite artist Brett Bean with colorist Jean-Francois Boulot for a hilarious high fantasy romp perfect for fans of Conan, Lord of the Rings, and of course Gert's deadpan humor. It's Orc, number 1, with this Brett Bean cover. Jorge Corona on B. Jason Howard cover, that's pretty cool. His eyes out. All for Dork, number 1, debuting from Image Comics on February 4th. That does it for Image Comics on FOC this week. Kind of a short list for Image. Hey, look, it's time for Last Call for DC Comics. And we'll kick it off with Teen Titans Go. Keep it a little bit light to start off DC Comics this week. Ooh, look, it's a new cover by interior artist Dario Razuela. Teen Titans Go, number 12. Time for Valentine's Day. Batgirl number 16. Beautiful David Tolasky cover. Batman number 6. A very fun Jorge Jimenez cover. Kind of a Frank Miller vibe there with a almost Alan Davis finish. Batman Static Beyond, the 6-issue miniseries, continues with number 3 on February 4th. It's also the release day for Immortal Legend Batman number 6, the final issue. DC Work in Progress. This is a original art reprinting of the landmark issue Dark Knight's Metal number 1, both pencils and inks from Greg Capullo. next issue of Absolute Green Lantern. Everybody loves the Absolutes, especially this series from Al Ewing and Janoy Lindsay. JSA number 16, Truths Revealed, as our heroes converge on Starco in JSA Year 1. Cool Dave Johnson cover, as always. Ooh, look, it's the next new issue of Poison Ivy with a beautiful Jessica Fong cover. Ooh, and look at that very glistening cover by Kyung Yeom. Yeah. The Adventures of Superman Book of L reaches its halfway mark with issue 6 of 12 with this Scott Godlewski cover. I wonder if that's final colors. We'll see. And the next new issue of the most exciting arc of Absolute Superman I have yet to read. A crucial follow-up to Absolute Evil number 1 from Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira, who does this A cover. Ooh, we get a B cover from Inyuk Lee. And we get a return to The Nice House by the Sea, number 7 of 12. This book has been on hiatus for a few months now, but it returns, and it is so blessed with that beautiful DC Vertigo logo. Look at it. It's DC Vertigo's back in print. That's so cool. Number 7 is A Return to the Apocalypse from James Tynion IV and Alvaro Eduardo Martin, who did this A cover. Got a B cover from Max Fiumara. Ooh, that's the kind of body horror that we don't want to see on the covers. Got a D cover from Cliff Chang, Knives Up, and a connecting cardstock variant by interior artist Alvaro Martinez Bueno. Yeah, interesting. It's cool that they misprinted it on the bottom there. It should be Alvaro Eduardo Bueno. And then we get the new Valentine's Day one-shot. Love is in the air. It's Superman Chains of Love special one-shot out on February 4th from writers Dan Slott and Leah Williams. Livewire and the Creeper forge a deadly new villainous alliance, and they make out gross. Love is in the air. Also death in Superman Chains of Love special. Step aside. Daily Planet, a new news force is taking the city of Metropolis by storm when the former felon Livewire is released from prison. An unholy alliance and frankly wholesome romance with the Creeper is forged in the fires of supervillain battle. But with the two of Metropolis's most notorious shock jock media personalities getting together comes the debut of a new outlet to rival even that of the Daily Planet. It's the Superman Chains of Love special one-shot debuting on the February 4th with this A cover from Yasmin Putri. Let's get that smooching up here. Oh, sorry, I had that out of whack there. Okay, we got the smooching and everything. Got a wraparound cover by Juan Ferreira in this kind of pseudo video game scroller type of thing going on. And a Mirka Andolfo cover featuring Livewire. That's pretty cool. All for Superman Chains of Love special number one shot. Ooh, look, then we get the final issue of DC KO Night Fight number 4. I just put this here because, ooh, look, we get the next cool new one-shot from DC KO. This is a very unique one entitled Boss Battle. I really needed an effects button on that. Boss Battle. To save our world, they must battle the champions of other worlds. Unexpected fighters from beyond the DC Comics enter the arena. Wait, what? Who? As the remaining champions in the KO tournament prepare for the final rounds, they discover that there isn't enough Omega energy left to crown the winner a king King Omega. To have any hope of stopping Darkseid, they'll need to engage in combat with the champions of other worlds beyond our own, including Annabelle, Homelander, Sub-Zero, and more. The shocking star-studded crossover sets the stage for the final chapters of the epic DCKO event and features matchups you never imagined possible. The ultimate battle is only beginning. From writers Joshua Adams and Jeremy Adams and Joshua Williamson, with very swell art by Jeff Spokes, who also did this A cover. We got a B cover from Derek Robertson. Look, it's the Homelander. A C cover from Beneath the Trees, Nobody Sees, artist and creator Patrick Horvath. Ooh, a Frank Cho cover featuring all kinds of folks from different publishing houses. We got Sabrina, Red Sonja, Vampirella. So much fun. And who's this? Great question. I don't know. I think it's one of them wrestlers. Is it a wrestler? I think it's one of those heel wrestlers, maybe. But it's also Lex Luthor with this very cool cover by Gleb Melnikov. It's DCKO Boss Battle One Shot, scheduled for February 4th from DC Comics. Look, we get this. Furthering of the relationship with DC and All Elite Wrestling. That's right, AEW. We get a 2-issue miniseries crossing over DC Comics and AEW wrestlers. We don't get any story information, so I'll just show you these small covers. Get an A cover from Lucas Meyer, wraparound cover. It's written by Steve Orlando with interior art by Travis Mercer. And a B cover from the swellest of the utmost. That's right, Daniel Warren Johnson. With a clothesline. It's DC All Elite Wrestling with cardstock C cover by, I would say that's Jamal Campbell. DC crossover with All Elite Wrestling #1 drops on February 4th. And that does it for DC Comics on FOC this week. Yes, let's move right on into, I forgot to put my Marvel card up there. Let's move right on into Marvel Comics. The first thing I've got to show you this week from Marvel Comics is probably the final issue. Yeah, this is the finale to the crossover of the Millennium Aliens versus Captain America, written by Frank Thierry with interior art by, and this cover by, Lionel Francis Yu. A B cover from Mateus Mananini. That's a swell. I like that. Daredevil 183, the first team up, or the first battle between Daredevil and the Punisher, gets a new printing facsimile issue on February 25th with this iconic Frank Miller Boss Jason cover. Incredible Hulk number 30 gets a second printing. This is the first appearance of the Mother of Horrors in this landmark issue of The Incredible Hulk, and the final issue of that volume. Planet She-Hulk drops on February 11th. Swell cover by Emilio Liso. And Amazing Spider-Man Torn from J. Michael Straczynski, Harry Perez, Mark Bagley cover. Spider-Man Noir. Might be the last issue. Don't know. Yeah, it's kind of, we'll see. Spider-Man Noir, number 5. Eric Larson, Andrea Picardo's the Mayo cover. And Venom 254, War in the Streets. Al Ewing, Carlos Gomez, also on cover. And the Ultimate X-Men 24 drops on February 11th. This is the final issue. Hope you survive the experience. It's time to say goodbye to Peach Moloko's Ultimate X-Men. But what does the future hold for our favorite mutant? Oh, let's get it. So you can see all that stuff and the street pigs. Well, what does the future hold for our favorite misfit mutants? How will they survive the world new story arcs in Marvel, and we may as well start outside the Marvel universe with Star Wars Jar Jar. This is co-written by Jar Jar himself, Ahmed Best. Jar Jar faces the consequences of giving emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine. Jar Jar faced the consequences of giving emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine. Okay, cool. What pivotal role does Jar Jar play in the formation of the Rebel Alliance? Guest starring fan favorite Jedi Caloran Beck. I think I said that right. It's Star Wars Jar Jar #1 with this pretty swell Torrin Clark cover written by Ahmed Best with interior art by Karen McKeown. Available on February 11th. You can get your special orders in for these very cool variants by Dave Faulkner. Torrin Clark in this two-part Black History Month connecting variant on Star Wars Jar Jar #1. Ooh, we get a new Ultraman series, this called The Fall of Ultraman, written by Matt Groom with art by David Tinto. Together they've crossed dimensions, unfurled conspiracies, tangled with giant kaiju, and saved civilizations. But now, Ultraman and his team are given an unexpected glimpse at the path ahead, and that path leads unavoidably to the loss of our world's greatest hero. What cosmic threat will be Ultraman's undoing? Find out on February 11th from Marvel Comics and writer Matt Groom with art by David Tinto. Pardon me. Got an A cover by Nitho Diaz, a B cover by Marcos Martini. Fall of Ultraman #1. Ooh, hey, look, it's a new story in Black Cat. And this is a good one, folks. Black Cat meets Venom, the all-new Venom. Mary Jane Watson. Hey, there's Mary Jane Watson. The uncatchable thief teams up with the sinister symbiote to pull off the most daring and dangerous heist Felicia Hardy's ever attempted. Broken sentence. Obstacles to overcome. Time, space, mind-melting interdimensional monstrosities. Spider-Man's rogues gallery. Felicia and Venom's dark and violent past. All in a night's work in Black Cat #7. With an A cover by Adam Hughes. Gleb Melnikov on the B cover. Another beautiful variant by Ivan Talavera. Kari Andrews in this two-part connecting variant. Very Todd McFarlane there. All for Black Cat #7 debuting on February 11th. G. Willow Wilson and Gleb Melnikov. We get a special anniversary issue of X-Men Under the Shadows of Tomorrow banner. X-Men 25 Against All Odds. Cyclops returns from the Age of Revelation and with a dire warning for all X-Men everywhere. There's trouble on more than one front. Who is the mutant newly put in charge of one? And what danger does that spell for the X-Men? Join Jed McKay and artist Tony Daniel for this special anniversary X-Men 25. We get this Tony Daniel cover on a David Nakayama color block red variant that I'm kind of in love with. A Luciano Vecchio cover. Magic cover, very nice. A Cosmic Invasion variant. I think this is a phone app, yeah. I guess. Mobile app. I'm old. All for X-Men 25. Available on February 11th. Alright, now we get to the new series. We got Cyclops #1 debuting on February 11th. and his cyborgs, the Reavers, are hunting him. It's a tale of the X-Men's leader at his most savage core. It's Cyclops #1. This miniseries is written by Alex Packnadel, features interior art by Roger Antonio, and this A cover by Federico Vincentini. A God Tale on this artist variant. Hisham Habchi on this artist variant. Clayton Crane trading card variant. All for Cyclops #1, February 11th. Ooh, hey, look, we get a new Punisher series. This one looks fun. It's crime's worst nightmare. It's back in an all-new ongoing series, as unflinching and uncompromising as ever. Frank Castle's memory is damaged, and he's hunting for answers. And criminals alike. Wow, these covers. He'll get more than he's bargaining for, though. Both. When the notorious and bloodthirsty Jigsaw returns with the Punisher dead in his sights. This new series debuts on February 25th from writer Ben Percy with interior art by Jose Luis Suarez and an A cover by David Marquez. We get a classified cover by Alex Believe. What's going on here? Probably feature some new character or something. We'll find out if you special order. We get a John Tyler Christopher Negative Space Virgin variant, which I think is pretty cool. I'm imagining seeing this on t-shirts in the future. Marvel television variant, and a Marvel Rivals NetEase variant. All for Punisher #1, February 25th. Ooh, look, Wade Wilson gets a new series, pardon me. It's Wade Wilson, Deadpool #1. This is under the Shadows of Tomorrow print. Yes. Dangerous, unhinged, deadly. Deadpool is a man on the brink, and that means the jobs are deadlier, the stakes are higher, and the humor is darker. What's going on here? Dark. Dark memory haunts Deadpool as a mysterious client leads him down a troubling path. This way lies redemption. Nope. This way. Nope. Something far worse. Wade can never be forgiven for what he's done. The new ongoing series begins from writer Benjamin J. Percy with interior art by Jeff Shaw. We get an A cover by Jeff Shaw. A B cover by Patty Granoff. Very nice. Clayton Crane, trading This is Dan Panosian. Abs Devil artist Daniel Warren Johnson. Greg Land. This is a Marvel Television variant by Jackson Che. Look, that's obviously a Peach Momoko cover. Rose Bash, that's kind of cool. Ryan Stegman with this foil variant. I think that'll probably run $10. And a True Believers blind bag. They say is $5.99. We'll see. Hopefully they got the kinks ironed out of their process for Daredevil #1 True Believers blind bag, available on April 1st. It's Daredevil #1. Yeah. April 1st. Okay. And that does it for our last call on Marvel Comics. Let's wrap up the show with the last call for Green Brain events. We've got lots of fun and dynamic and community-oriented events coming up very soon. And the first thing we want to invite you down to the Senate Theater tomorrow night, Saturday, January 10th, for a 30th anniversary screening of a film by the Coen brothers, the classic Fargo. Monday, January 19th, we welcome back Brain King number 74. We've got a host of amazing Detroit area creatives, including pros from Rochelle Bear, the music of Ritzel, the poetry of Booker Snow, and the visual art of Keto Green. It'll have its free of charge and live inside Green Brain Comics on Monday, January 19th, 7 p.m. And join us for our bi-monthly event over at Downey Brewing Company. It's our bi-monthly drink and draw, February 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. Co-hosted by ourselves over at Lake Park Materials. We'll bring the goods, burger, paper, and invited. It happens at Downey Brewing Company, DowneyBrewingCompany.com. For more information, definitely Google those directions, folks. It's a little wide getting over there, but it's a great place. Well worthy of your pathfinding. Join us back here on YouTube this Tuesday at 6:30 for our weekly live stream preview of New Comic Book Day from the floor of Green Brain Comics. It's BRAINSCAN, Season 10, Episode 2. And not only would I like to thank you for joining me today, I'd also like to invite you back next Friday around this time for the next showing of Last Call, your final order cut-off resource. Right. Yes. All right. Let's wrap this up. Let's bring it home, folks. All these comics are on Last Call this weekend. You've got until Sunday at midnight, January 12th, to lock in your pre-orders for these and many more. Please make sure to send and confirm those items in your comic book cart before the deadline. Thanks for tuning into the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain. We'll be back up this name switch is good. Thanks for tuning into Last Call. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links you need for our shopping cart website, events, and comic book are right below in the description. We are most regular comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought. Changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.